Users are reporting payment failures. Alerts are firing. Engineers are jumping between dashboards, logs, deployments, and runbooks, trying to understand what's happening. What if Claude could do the investigation for us? In this video, we will build a complete MCP server from scratch that gives Claude access to incident response knowledge and operational data. Before we build this, let's understand the architecture. We have Claude Desktop, which acts as the MCP client. Claude itself doesn't know anything about our runbooks, alerts, deployments, or service health information. It discovers those capabilities through an MCP server. In our case, we are building a DevOps Incident Response MCP server. This server exposes two types of capabilities. One is resources, another is tools. Resources provides knowledge and context. Just think of them as documentation runbooks or troubleshooting guides. Tools provides operational data and actions. In our example, we will expose service health, deployments, and alerts. When Claude receives a question, it can discover these capabilities, read the appropriate resources, invoke the necessary tools, and then generate a response based on that information. Now that we understand the architecture, let's define exactly what capabilities these MCP servers should expose. To build this MCP server, I have already prepared a specification. This specification defines the project structure, the resources, the tools, and the actions, and the expected behavior of the server. Instead of manually writing every line of code, we are going to use an AI agent and follow a spec-driven development approach. Before writing any code, I have given a Claude a detailed specification for the MCP server. This is an approach often called spec-driven development. Instead of telling the AI exactly what code to write, we are describing the system we want to build. The specification defines the project structure, the MCP resources, and the tools. All those things we will be building in this MCP server. And what is the expected response? These things we will be covering it out in this MCP server. Once the requirements are clear, the AI agent can generate a large portion of the implementation automatically. What's interesting is that this is not very difficult from how engineering teams already work. So let's continue this. Let's build this. What I'm gonna do this, I'm going to give this command to the my anti-gravity agent. This is anti-gravity ID. You can also use this in your development workflow. So in this project I'm going to do this. I just provided read this specs file. Specs file is present here in this directory, specs and the incident response MCP spec file, and I'm just gonna execute this. So I'm gonna use, you can use multiple models here in this. So I haven't used today anything, and this is first time I'm building this MCP server. So I will be using the Claude Sonnet 6. So there are some free usage you can use in this permissions we need to give yes and allow in this project, as and always allow for now. Yes. Okay, so I need to actually, like in every agentic workflow, it will ask for the proper permissions and everything, because we want to make sure like what are the permission we give, like it's safe and secure. So we need to provide all these permissions. Okay, now let's see like if it can build all this. So we were talking about the spec-driven development. This is the most like industry preferred, this the solution nowadays, like people are following. Like they want they don't want engine agents to do this automatically. Instead they instruct the agents how you should proceed in this workflow. We provide all the specification that we want to do this task in this manner, then only it should build accordingly. and we provide like what should be our desire, like let's say the architecture and the structure and everything we are going to own and we are going to define. So in this case, like we have mentioned to create some resources here: payment failure runbook, high CPU runbook, Kubernetes prod crash, this runbook, and the respective nodejs MCP files. So here we can see this, it has created the resources files, and also it has the basic, like I have just given some the basic instruction only, because we have not connected it to the external systems anymore. That we are going to cover up in the upcoming videos. For now, like our main target is to just build a MCP server and test it via the Claude Desktop client. So we are going to do that part only for now. Okay, so we are seeing this, like the resources it has created, the high CPU runbook is a just basic, like check recent deployments, the traffic spikes and the background jobs, if it is horizontally scaled, and the Kubernetes runbook, like to check the pods and the events and calculate the limits, image version, all these things. And payment failure, check the application error logs, recent deployment, service error rates, these things. And tools, these are the two things: get active alerts, get recent deployments, which will get the required information. Okay, that thing we are going to do. So I think it's pretty good building this application. We can see this, it is asking for the permission, so let's give this permission. Here one more thing is, like resources and tools like both solves different problems. When an AI investigate an issue, it often needs both. It needs documentation to understand the troubleshooting process. That's why the resources are there. So tools will gather the information from the resources. Okay, so let's see, like if okay, so you can see like pretty well what we have given the instruction. It is following the same standard, and we also provided that what should be our expected result, the input schema and the response structure, MCP server requirements, and the expected MCP response. So let's see, we are waiting to, let's provide the permissions. Anyways, like I am using this anti-gravity for the tutorial perspective. You can very well use the GitHub Copilot and the Claude Code, Claude Cowork, anything, whatever you prefer, like Cursor, Windsurf, anything you can use. It's asking for a lot of permissions, so it's working perfectly. So we want server to get started here. Implementation is complete. We can see the project is this, and zero TypeScript errors, and the run, because we have provided that follow the specification, specifically use the latest official MCP SDK, build the project, and like continue until the implementation is complete and verified. Do not stop after generating code. Ensure the server starts successfully. So how to test this now? Let's see if the server is started. Is the server running? Let me just ask this. So it will check with the ps command if the process is running or not. So server is not running. The MCP server uses studio transport. Okay, so yeah, so one thing, like even this will start, it needs to be available as like if we want to use run by the Claude. So we have to add this in the Claude settings. Let's say go to the settings, and we need to go to the developer settings, and we need to edit this configs here. So config will be added here, so you can find in your system, it will be in the user like main Claude directory. So here this is the Claude file, sorry, So we need to add this, or we can just ask Claude to add this. Can you add this config? Here is the path. Okay, so it will add this automatically. So just providing like these are the arguments and this the command, like just normal, like we start node server.js or something. It's pretty similar. And we can, if it is starting on the local host, we can just give the path of localhost. I can show you that as well. So we can see I have some few other MCP which I built earlier. So I provide the localhost path. Here I just given the node path only, so that's fine. So we have reviewed the changes, so it's fine. Okay, now let's test it out. Or maybe we need to restart the Claude Desktop as well. Let me just restart it. Okay, the Claude is restarted. Let's see if this is there. We can see this is here. Now let's ask this, let's test it. Claude start by discovering the available capabilities. So what we can ask, like let's say, so what we have here, okay, these are the review changes. So let's see our specs. We can just simply ask, like since we have a few runbooks, like high CPU runbooks or something, so we can just simply ask users are reporting payment failures. And also we can connect this, so DevOps Incident MCP is connected. So let's see if this works out. So this is still trying to connect to old, this is not required. So it's, we can see finding the tools, it's finding the tools and pulling the health and recent deployments for payment service, and it's just calling the tool get service health, which we have created. We can see here in the code, uh, get service health, right, get service alerts, get service alerts, and get recent deployments. So all these methods it's calling, right, and its tools are fetching the information from the respective resources here. So it's still trying to fetch the information. It will populate the result, what should be done here. So it has diagnosed the service degradation and so pulled all three signals. Here's what happening to this. Since it's in local, it takes time, but if it's real AI or MCP server, it will be on the high performance CPU, so it will be pretty fast. So it's trying to correlating alerts and the incidents. Okay, let it figure it out. Okay, so here now we can see this. So service health error rate is 12% critical and latency is 450 millisecond. It has actually provided us some good artifact view to understand it better. That's why it took little time, because like if it's not just simple text response, it has provided some in proper visual way. And the active alerts like critical error rate about threshold latency increased by 40%, and we can see like 3 out of 5 instances are healthy only, so 2 are not healthy. And the latest deployment is this, and the likely root cause also, it has provided the version 2.3.1 deployment 20 minutes ago strongly correlates. So this is the information. And the recommended action: roll back to the previous stable version, drain and restart to unhealthy instances to stop active failures. So this is the steps provided. Now let's see like how correct this information is. To verify the source of the information, we can see like how the information was, how the information got populated. So we have seen this 12% critical and the latency, all those things, how it is coming. We can see it here. This is the service health. We can see the error rate 12%, latency 450 millisecond. This is how the all information getting populated. We can see in the alerts that the severity was critical, recent deployments was 20 minutes ago, and the version was 2.3.1 here. So it is using all this information to gather the information and provide us the correct result based on the available resources and the knowledge base it has. This is the power of MCP. Instead of manually copying information into prompts, we are exposing knowledge and capabilities through a standard protocol that the AI can access when needed. And that's it. We built a complete MCP server from the scratch using Node.js, TypeScript, and the official MCP SDK. Along the way, we exposed resources, registered tools, connected the server to Claude Desktop, and used it to investigate a production incident. What's the interesting is that everything in this server was mocked. The exact same MCP patterns can be used to connect real systems such as GitHub, Jira, AWS, Kubernetes, Grafana, Neuralink, internal documentation platforms, and much more. Now that we understand the fundamentals, the next step is connecting MCP to real-world systems. In the next video, we'll build a more practical MCP server and connect it to an actual external service. If you found this helpful, subscribe to Integration Ninjas, and I will see you in the next one. Thank you.